Hello, welcome to my sermon for Easter Sunday, April 21st of 2019. This is my fourth sermon, and Easter stands for the rebirth of Jesus. The belief in spirituality, the belief that we can be of the Spirit and become eternal. Now, Jesus was like many good people. He tried to hold his government, the Romans, accountable. They were keeping the poor from getting into the temple by charging outrageous rates, and he overturned the tables of the money changers because that is such a sin. And for that, they locked him up. They put the crown of thorns, pushed it into his head so that blood streamed down on his face, and he was in a lot of pain. And thank God that crown of thorns was recently saved from the horrendous fire at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, France. Now, next, of course, the Romans pounded nails through Jesus' flesh. Imagine how much pain he went through. And then to die hanging from those nails from the cross. That is the way governments typically treat very good people, and nothing's changed today. The U.S. government's even worse. They put things in people's heads to make the crucifixion invisible. And today, I'm also going to talk about climate change, and how with climate change we have, in essence, crucified our planet, and the coal industry, conspiring with our government, crucifies the defenders of our planet and the defenders of the creation of God and humanity as well, because we need our planet and the environment if we are to survive as a species. And now, after Jesus died, his supporters were, of course, just, absolutely upset about it. And here's a quote, passage from our Bible about his rebirth. Matthew chapter 28, verses 1 to 20. Now after the Sabbath, toward the dawn of the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb. And behold, there was a great earthquake. For an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. And for fear of him the guards trembled and became like dead men. But the angel said to the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Jesus who was crucified." And Jesus was reborn. And we all can be reborn of the Spirit. We need to resist the temptations of evil that our government propagates. And we need to speak up against the evils in our government. Many in our government today are like those who crucified Jesus. Those in the coal industry and the oil industry, they are like the ones who crucified Jesus. They are crucifying our earth and crucifying all future generations to come. I know, I'm the author of 4 books, 2 of them on climate change, the other 2 on the environment. And here's another passage about the resurrection. Peter chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to his great mercy, he has caused us to be born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Now, this has been a very sad week for Christians. The massive destruction of the cathedral at Notre Dame that took 200 years to make in the 1100s it is a priceless jewel that went up in flames. Thank God they are going to rebuild it, but it cannot be replaced. And thanks to all the people who formed the human chain to save things like the crown of thorns and the great paintings and artwork that were saved, but an enormous amount was lost. And earlier today, Christians in Sri Lanka were bombed. More than 100 killed, more than 500 injured, and these were Christians going to Easter Mass, going to service on this great Easter Sunday. This is a time of mourning for all Christians, but we need to rise up, we need to be strong, and we need to speak out. Those who are trying to save our planet from the scourge of climate change are under assault. I know, I'm one of them. Robert Murray, owner of Murray Energy and Ohio Valley Coal Company, put me in a headlock, choked me, and my neck still hurts to this day. He tried to kill me just because I was trying to take a photo of him. And he was charged with assault and disorderly conduct by the state of Ohio. Also, I was assaulted by police just sitting in a demonstration in D.C., in part because of my concerns on climate change. They broke 3 of my ribs, and the assailant was never arrested. And the sheriffs in Athens County, they've assaulted me and broken my jaw, and they have trumped up bogus charges and allowed a litany of scores upon scores of vandalism and assaults that I've been the victim of. American Evil Polluters employee Ryan Kaywood assaulted me, breaking my bones that hurt to this day, as you can see on the internet at sacredspacechurch.net. Now, we as Christians need to rise up, we need to be strong, we need to hold our government accountable, and I will end with this quote, Matthew chapter 24, verse 13, "But the one who endures to the end will be saved." Let us endure to the end, be strong as Christians, take on our government. Everyone have a great week, and I will be back next Sunday.